There are nights when the house feels too quiet, when you reach down out of habit to pet them, to feel that warmth, and your hand finds nothing. Just air, just the echo of something that used to be there. I know that feeling, and if you're here, you probably know it too. This one is for you. I've been thinking a lot about something, about what they would say, if they could. If in those last moments, or maybe even before, they had the words we have. What would your pet have actually wanted you to know before leaving? And I don't think it would be what most of us expect. We carry so much guilt, don't we? That's the thing nobody really prepares you for. The grief of losing a pet isn't just sadness, it's this heavy, complicated mix of love and guilt and longing that sits in your chest for weeks, sometimes months. You replay the last days. You ask yourself if they were in pain. You wonder if you made the right call. You think about that one afternoon you were too busy, too tired, too distracted, and you hate yourself a little for it. But here's what I keep coming back to. They didn't keep score, they never did. Think about the way they looked at you, not the way people look at each other, with expectations, with history, with all the weight of everything that was ever said or left unsaid. No, they looked at you like you were the answer to a question they'd always had, like your presence alone was enough to make the world make sense. Your dog didn't care that you forgot to buy the good treats. Your cat didn't hold a grudge for the time you came home late and skipped the evening cuddle. Whatever mistakes you think you made, and I promise you, you're being so much harder on yourself than you deserve, they already let it go. Probably before you even noticed there was something to let go of. That's not me trying to make you feel better with pretty words. That's just who they were. Forgiveness wasn't something they chose. It was something they simply were. What I believe, and this is something I hold on to, is that if they could speak, really speak, the first thing they'd say is, "Thank you." Not for the perfect food, or the expensive vet visits, or the toys, for the small things, for the mornings. For the way you talk to them like they understood every word, because on some level they did. They understood the tone, the rhythm, the love underneath the language. They felt you, even when they couldn't follow the words. They'd thank you for the spot on the couch, for letting them sleep at the foot of the bed even when you said you wouldn't, for the walks that went longer than planned because they found something interesting in the grass and you just let them have it. Those moments, those quiet, unremarkable, everyday moments, that was their paradise. You built that for them, every single day. And then I think they'd want to tell you something a little harder to hear. They'd want you to stop shrinking your grief, because one of the cruelest things we do to ourselves when we lose a pet is apologize for how much it hurts. Someone says, "It was just a dog," and something inside us folds. We start to wonder if we're being dramatic, if we should be over it by now. If the pain is proportional, justified, acceptable, it is, it always is. The bond you had with them wasn't lesser because they weren't human. In some ways, and I say this with full sincerity, it was purer. They didn't love you because of what you could offer them. They didn't stay out of obligation. They chose you with every tail wag, every slow blink, every time they pressed their body against yours and sighed like they'd finally arrived somewhere safe. That kind of love leaves a mark. Of course it does, of course it hurts. Grieve loudly if you need to, grieve quietly if that's how you do it. Cry in the car or in the shower or right here while you're watching this. There is no wrong way to miss someone you loved this much. I also think they'd want you to know that they weren't afraid. This one took me a long time to sit with, because we're so afraid for them, especially at the end. We worry about whether they understood what was happening, whether they were scared, whether they suffered more than we knew. Animals live so differently than we do. They don't anticipate the end the way we do. They don't lie awake, dreading it. In their final moments, what they were most aware of, I truly believe this, was you. Your hands, your voice, your smell. If you were there, they were not alone. And if you weren't able to be there, please hear me when I say, they knew you loved them. That doesn't just vanish because you weren't in the room. Love doesn't require presence to be felt, and theirs didn't either. Here's something I want you to try, and you don't have to do it now, but maybe soon. Find a quiet moment. Close your eyes. Picture their face. Not the last day, if that's too hard. Pick a regular day, a good one. The way they'd stretch after waking up, the way they'd tilt their head at a weird sound, the ridiculous way they ate or played or demanded attention at the worst possible moment. Hold that. That's not a memory that belongs to grief. That's just them, still yours. The love doesn't go away when they do. It changes shape, it changes where it lives inside you, but it stays. And maybe that's the last thing they'd want you to know. That leaving didn't undo any of it. Not one afternoon, not one ordinary Tuesday. Not one single moment of a life that was, because of you, genuinely good. If this video reached you at the right moment, I'm glad you're here. I made this for the people who needed someone to say, your grief is real, your love was real, and you gave them something worth having. Leave a comment below telling me their name, just their name, that's enough. I read every single one. And if you know someone who's going through this right now, a friend, a family member, anyone who's lost a pet and is carrying that quietly, share this with them. Sometimes the kindest thing we can do is just say, I see you, and what you're feeling makes sense. Subscribe if you want to stay. We talk about the hard stuff here, but we do it together. I'll see you in the next one.